Let's talk about Teams. So in this session, we're going to talk about some of the new enhancements that are done in the Teams Rooms environment. And
multi-camera.
Multi-camera, yeah. So we have talked about it before, but now we're actually starting to see customer requesting it and doing the installations around it.
And let's start by saying it's for MTR on Windows, not on Android yet.
Yeah.
Coming soon and all that, whatever we get from Microsoft.
So it's multi-camera, multi-view.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because you will be able to attach multiple cameras to Android.
Yeah. But you can only have one camera at a time.
One camera at a time, and that's difficult for people to understand, actually. And I have had many people asking the question, but what is multi-camera then?
Well, if it's just basics so everybody understands. Let's say you have this Windows and you plug in up to 4 cameras. One little side note, remember that the Windows PC have to have some muscle to do that, so don't just put on your 5-year-old MTR, put on 4 cameras. But you can have up to 4 cameras. Yeah. And what happens is that you enable it in the configuration, and when you see the video streaming fine for the media room, you see all the 2, 3, or 4 cameras at once, you see them. Then what a really cool thing is then a user can decide which of the streams he or she wants to see. So if we have 4 streams, I can say I want to see stream number 2, and you can say you want to see stream number 3, and so on, because all the streams are being sent out. So
basically it's the client on the PC that get the option of seeing all 4 cameras or switching between the cameras.
But to be honest, it's a feature that has been with some of the competitors for a while, and I think it's really great it's there, but it should have been there for a long time ago. and it's I'm really sad to see that it's not yet available for Android MTRs yet, but it is really great, and I can see it for lectures and education.
But we need some AI on top of it. To be honest,
I agree.
It's too confusing. I mean, I liked it. I like the geeky part of it. Hey, we get all this. But from a regular user, he or she are not going to sit and click back and forth. And now you need to go to camera 2 and so on. So it should be Microsoft that are saying, hey, we have attention on here, or we have attention on that one.
Yeah, and they will probably be able to see somewhere that who is speaking, and then they can point the camera at that direction. But
Or make
but
some
now,
priority
like
zones.
you were saying, Carsten, education, that would be great.
Yeah.
If you have meeting rooms with a lot of presentations, then that would be great.
Yeah.
So it's
Product presentations like that would be awesome.
Yeah. So it's not for each and every room, but it's for quite a lot of rooms, I would say.
So license-wise, it needs a pro license, right?
Yeah, everything needs a pro license. We don't have anything other than but it's a pro feature.
Yeah. And to Microsoft, we will share credit account numbers to our customers.
Personal vendetta.
I think it's a great feature, I must admit, but I think there's still some limitation in it that people need to be aware of. So when you sit within the meeting room, the self-view that you are seeing, that is still only the main camera.
The main camera. And another very important is the main camera is only the one that other Android meeting rooms are seeing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if we are having a meeting between a Windows and an Android meeting room, the Android meeting room will only see the first camera that are listed.
Yeah, but how do you select which camera is the main camera on the system?
You select when you configure the 4 up to 4. Yeah.
Exactly, but somebody has to
decide
which is the main camera.
And it's funny, it's not just for Android. It's also if you have some of this Pexip interaction with difference and so on. It's only the first one. Yeah, exactly. CVI, that was the word I was looking for. Then you also see the first one. But MTR on Windows to an MTR on Windows, then you see multiple streams, or cameras, sorry, not streams.
So and if you do a recording as well,
you only see
the main camera.
The camera. Yeah.
So I think it's quite cool, but I also think that at least the feedback that we've talked with Microsoft about, that it would be cool to have that option as well on Android and in the recording as well. But just be aware of that. If you're sitting out there and say, great, now I want to do recording of my presentations.
Yeah, it's only the master.
It's not quite there for the recording and for Android-based systems.
But it's a nice start. I mean,
it's a great start. I mean,
let's get the AI engine running on it, and
I think that's
how far can you push it? Would you be able to run a whiteboard next to it as well?
You can still have, I haven't tested with that many cameras, but I've been told that you can still have 4 cameras and a content camera running on it. So
because the content camera is just the presentation.
But I could just imagine running Microsoft Whiteboard together with 4 cameras, the CPU processors.
Yeah, as I was saying, the PC has to be some of the newer ones. I think that actually, if you go in on the Learn article, there are some limitation where they're stating what kind of processor you need and so on. So if you take one of the new cheap ones where you have, I think it's an i3 or something like that, I think it's 2 cameras or something like that. You need some muscle.
Yeah. And then also depending on which Intel version, I think it is.
Yeah.
So up to 4 cameras, then depending on which device you have, 2, 3, or 4 cameras.
And this is in a Learner article where they have stated how it is.
Yeah, that was actually quite good this time. We actually have documentation around what it
exactly what kind of processors and RAM and
exactly. Another point when we talk about Android and cameras is that it doesn't have multi-view yet.
Nope.
But we do now get the PDZ controls.
That's interesting. Yeah. I kind of like it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't use the framing technology on the camera, if you switch that off, then you will get the PDZ controls, which is quite nice, I would say.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm still missing is like, just give me 3 presets. That would be really nice. But we are starting.
Version 1.
Version 1, yeah. And I can't remember, it's not out for Windows-based systems yet, but that will also be out. That's
so a feature roadmap. Going to Android before, that's check mark. That's
Exactly. But I think that was it around the camera. So thanks so much for watching. See you out there. Bye.